We'll check in with Ibrahim Adra in Abuja for more stories on the News at 10. Hi, Ibrahim. Great to see you.
Hello, Marachi. Now, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Mr. Adams Oshomole, believes the decision of the Buhari administration to cut down the pump price of petroleum products deserves commendations. Mr. Oshomole mentioned this after visiting the president in company of former Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi. He says the president acted without being prompted.
The decision of Mr. President to reduce the price of petroleum products, PMS and other products because of the sharp drop in the price of crude. In other words, passing on not just the burden of oil price when they go up, also passing on the benefit. And everywhere around the world, governments are rising to the occasion, and we are happy that Nigeria, under President Muhammadu Buhari, has also taken a bold step to not only protect Nigeria by stopping foreign airlines from flying into the country, particularly from countries that the virus has become already a pandemic. And it's our hope that these measures, along with other measures, will help to curtail it. Again, we think that these are challenging times, and our president is showing leadership just as we expect of him, putting Nigeria first, supporting businesses, and passing on not just the burden of drop in oil price, but the benefit of that drop. And for me, having been active in this politics of oil pricing, this is the first time a Nigerian president, without strike, without protest, without editorials, without commentators saying it, by his own conviction, he says this drop in the price of crude must be reflected in a drop in the price of PMS. And for us, as party leaders, we think he deserves commendation.
Meanwhile, there's been a slow compliance from petroleum products marketers to the directive by the federal government that fuel pump price should be reduced from 145 naira to 125 naira per litre. A visit to some fuel stations across the country revealed that besides NNPC mega stations, most independent and major petroleum marketers are still selling PMS at the old price of 145 naira.
There's no price displayed on the notice board, but the old price of 143 naira per litre remained visible on the dispensing machine at a fuel station in Lagos. However, this does not deter motorists from patronizing. This and other stations, including an NNPC mega station on Ogudu Road, are also dispensing PMS at the old price between 143 and 145 naira per litre.
One would have expected the government to give them notice, you understand? So that they will, let's say about 1 week or so the stock they have, they will sell it.
Unlike others, an unusual queue of motorists is noticed around the NNPC mega station on Alfred Rwani Road, Ikoyi. Obviously, the station is dispensing at the new pump price of 125 naira per litre. Many don't mind the wait time to buy at the reduced price.
20 naira is a lot for me. And if I check where I'm going to buy, I won't even spend up to like 7,000 to fill my tank.
125 is fine, but if perhaps they could bring it downwards to say 70, 80, that would do us a lot of good.
Elsewhere in Akure, the Ondo state capital, only the NNPC mega station is selling petrol at the new approved rate of 125 naira per litre. Major and independent oil marketers in the state are yet to implement the new pump price.
We are appealing for the government to be fair so that we sell what we have presently in the stock so that it will not affect us directly.
Fuel marketers in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital in the south-south, have not reverted to the new pump price.
And I'm quite sure a lot of people are not complaining because we are used to the 145 naira.
In Yanagwa, Bayelsa state, the new fuel price regime is only noticed at NNPC mega stations.
I have 47,000 liters on ground, which I bought at the rate of 140 naira. And if I should sell at this new current pump price now, I'm going to lose over 1 million naira.
The same applies in Kaduna. Major and independent oil marketers have not complied with the new fuel pump price.
If there's an increment now, Nigerians will bear the brunt of it. But now there is a reduction. Nobody wants to comply. The dispensers, the marketers are not complying with the government order.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation retail outlet in Sokoto Metropolis and an independent marketer are the only stations selling PMS at the new pump price of 125 naira per litre.
We will appreciate the federal government for that, and I want to give kudos to those who are yielding and you are responding to the change in price.
In Yola, Adamawa State, only NNPC mega stations and another independent marketer are the ones selling at the new pump price.
At least it's going to be a big relief for masses.
While many commend the federal government for the reduced fuel pump price, they want effective monitoring of petrol stations to adhere to the new price regime.
Now to Taraba State, where the governor there, Darius Ishaku, has ordered the closure of public and private nursery, primary, secondary and tertiary institutions in the state, starting from Tuesday, March the 24th. Governor Ishaku made the declaration today during a state broadcast, marking his return to the state after spending 87 days out of office. He also directed that gatherings of persons should not be more than 20. He also debunked the rumor of his death, noting that he is not superhuman and what led to his ailment is due to missing of his step while taking a staircase, which made him to fall. Hence, he went for surgery that lasted 4 months.
There are speculations. Some say I'm dead, some say I'm crippled, some say I'm vegetable. But you are seeing me talking today. I'm sound, not completely yet. But my doctor has agreed that I should travel today. And that is why I'm here. The rate of crime has reduced, unlike what your colleagues have been reporting, that I wasn't in the state, so nothing is working. It's a lie.
Now let's check up with Anne Wanwodo in our Lagos studios for stories from the world of business.
Thanks a lot, Ibrahim. Welcome to Business News. Bureau de change operators and commercial banks will not sell dollar above 380 to end users following a directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria. A circular by the Apex Bank states that volume of sale for each international money transfer operator is $20,000 per BDC. The financial regulator also says the rise will boost the Federation account as the 307 naira to a dollar is no longer feasible to market dynamics. Top officials of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, led by the Secretary General Mohammed Barkindo, are in talks with the United States for a possible cooperation on production cuts. U.S. shale producers are caught in the middle of a price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia, which has helped to drive crude oil prices to an 18-year low. The United States would ask the Saudis to return to the original lower production level to rapidly boost their output, while a possible sanction against Russia will be issued. In the meantime, oil has dropped more than 10%, with Brent crude already falling minus 4.11% to trade at $27.30 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate dipped 10.67% to settle at $22.53 a barrel. Officials of the Federal Inland Revenue Service have been speaking on revenue receipts for the year 2019. The director in charge of the collection at the FIRS, Mr. Pam Dovo, explains that while oil tax revenue stood at 2.1 trillion naira, non-oil taxes have received now stands at 3.1 trillion naira. He also says the collections from stamp duties for the year stands at 18.2 billion naira, representing an achievement of over 103% of its target for the year.
Oil taxes accounted for 2.11 trillion. Actual collections, while non-oil taxes contributed 3.15 trillion. The year-on-year performance indicated a slight decrease of 1% over 2018 performance. In 2019, the service achieved 49% of its oil target of 4.30 trillion with actual collection of 2.11 trillion. This compared to 2018 collection of 2.47 trillion is lower. The decrease was attributed to low performance in the oil industry, and that is low oil prices as well as production decrease in the number of barrels sold.
Now let's see how trading fared at the close of business today. The market has ended on a positive note as the all-share index went up by 0.54%. Let's hear more from Teniola Shubowale.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The local bourse ends Friday's trading session on a positive note as gains from MTN Nigeria and the banking sector pushed the all-share index up by 0.54%. Volume, value and deals traded today were lower compared to Thursday's session at 379.48 million shares worth over 3.4 billion naira were traded in 4,669 transactions. 3 out of the 5 major sectors we track closed the day positive, while consumer goods declined 0.55% and oil and gas remained unchanged. Shares of Zenith Bank were the most traded for the day in terms of volume and value, followed by Fidelity Bank and GT Bank. Prestige Assurance was the highest gainer for the day by 10%, while Presco lost the most by 9.89%. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Teniola Shubowale.